Fighting for freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. The Patrick Riggins Show. Call in now at 865-243-8255. That's 243-TALK. And now your host, Patrick Riggins.
This is the Patrick Riggins Show. Just chilling it down just a little.
Can I have a hug, Patrick?
Yeah. If I have to choose between the hug and the kiss, you'll get the hug.
Group hug. Yeah, good times.
Good times.
Good times.
Good times.
Good times.
That's
yes,
good times, yeah. That almost sounds like the golf people. Tori is up on the third green.
You hear somebody in the background.
Hit it, Tori! Get it! Yeah, they really need to do that. Kind of like on, what was that, Billy Madison?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Same actor.
Yeah.
Wrong movie.
Happy Gilmore,
Happy
that
Gilmore,
was
that's
it.
it, yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those. Billy Gilmore or Happy Madison.
If they made golf a full contact sport, it'd probably make it a lot more interesting to watch.
It would. As it stands, though, it's good if you're a little tired and you need something else to kind of get you to sleep. You just turn that on. Yeah. Eat some turkey and turn that on, you'll go right to sleep. Stop spending all that money on Ambien.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Golf, the natural relaxer.
No prescription required.
No prescription required. Just a hefty amount of methadone.
Side effects may include.
Yeah, sleep. Oh, gosh. Now I'll have golf people calling me. Golf isn't that bad. It's interesting.
This is the comedy portion of the show.
Well, it's the attempt at comedy portion of the show. The comedy portion of the show will be the second hour of this show called the Spanky Brown Show. That'll be the comedy portion of the show. Anyway, getting back to politics, I've been hammering the Republicans that last segment, but this segment, I would like to turn the guns of the Patrick Riggins Show towards you Obama voters with this simple question. And you're going to have to think a little bit about it. I would like to know, you Obama voters, why you believe it is okay to kill fellow humans. Not in self-defense, but kill these fellow humans without a trial. You can stand up and argue against the death sentence. You work to get laws passed, outlawing it everywhere you can, yet you allow it to happen if your guy, President Obama, is in charge of the killing. I'm speaking of the drone attacks this president is so proud of carrying out all across the world, killing people he has designated as terrorists without a trial, no chance to argue their case in court. These people are given a death sentence without them even having the knowledge it has occurred. No appeal. Heck, with no trial, I don't see how you could expect to get an appeal. President Obama has bragged about how he is in charge of maintaining and approving the list of people who are to be killed on sight. And you people who are backing and voting for President Obama, well, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but you're guilty as accessories to murder. How many times have you wondered throughout history how people could have supported Hitler, knowing he was wholesale killing people? How could they support him? Yet a lot of Germans did. And their left is so righteously indignant about those Germans doing so. Yet they'll go to the wall to defend their guy Obama for doing the same thing. Of course, Romney was going to continue the policy, but he hasn't been in the position to make that call. Obama has been and currently still is. And brags about the killing, brags about it. And it isn't just people designated as terrorists who get killed. On most of these strikes, quite a few others get killed as well. Yet the liberals dismiss it all, gladly reveling in the fact they have innocent blood on their hands. Are any of you Obama voters Christian? What do you think is going to be done to you when you die? Do you think you are going to have to answer for condoning and approving this behavior? You knew Obama was murdering people, yet you gave it your approval by voting for him. No, I'm not overreacting. Killing is murder, is it not? Doubly so when you do it without so much as a trial. And don't give me this war on terror BS. I don't want to hear it. We are not at war. If we were, Congress would have issued a declaration of war, which they haven't. So without a declaration of war, all these killings are murder. They aren't self-defense. These people aren't trying to shoot me from Yemen. If they are, I'm not too worried about it. The bullet probably isn't going to make it to Tennessee. So Obama voters are accomplices to murder, correct? Tell me where I'm wrong on that. If I know someone is murdering people and I facilitate it, then I'm an accomplice, plain and simple. I don't know of any better way to facilitate Obama's murdering people than voting him back into office. Do you? I mean, the truth hurts, doesn't it? But that's what you're going to get on this show, the truth. One of the things I stated when I started this show was that a lot of times the truth is not pretty. It is ugly. But that doesn't make it any less true. You can hide from it. You can refuse to believe it. But it is still there. And eventually you're going to have to deal with it. So all you Obama voters, enjoy the next 4 years as your guy continues to kill innocent people, human beings, just like you and me, without any reason other than the fact that he says they're guilty. And a lot of them will die just because they were in the area that the drone strike occurs. Nothing really different than what has been happening in this country with all the innocent people being gunned down for no reason, other than the fact they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yet we scream and yell about it then, but are remarkably silent when it happens overseas, to someone we cannot see, murdering those without a face. I can't really remember when that was ruled to be a death sentence, but in this new world, I guess anything goes. Nothing matters as long as your guy is calling the shots. All your principles, all your morals, none of those matter. All that matters is a Democrat is in office of the president. I guess after Bill Clinton's antics, nothing should really surprise me. The people who voted for him probably wouldn't have tolerated their own employees acting that way. But it's okay if their government employee, the president, acts that way and then perjures himself. That's fine. I am just constantly amazed at how people set aside their standards when it comes to their representatives. I think it has a lot to do with their pride and ego. They are from my party. Therefore, they can do no wrong, even if they wouldn't do that in their personal lives. President Obama still has people who haven't been charged or tried in any court imprisoned at Guantanamo Bay, despite his word to close it, despite all his rhetoric against it, and despite the left's screaming about it during George W. Bush's presidency. Again, it's okay if their guy is in charge. President Obama signed the National Defense Authorization Act, which in part allows the indefinite detentions of Americans without a trial. Do you Obama voters agree with this disregarding of the Constitution when it comes to the rights of those the government has confined, the right to a speedy trial, to confront witnesses and evidence against them, to counsel of their choosing? President Obama also believes he can fight any war without asking Congress for a declaration of war, much as past presidents have felt. But the Constitution requires this. Yep, you Obama voters are part of that as well. If you wouldn't approve doing it in your personal life, then why do you give it approval by voting for someone else to do it? Are your hands not just as dirty if you commit a crime than if you allow someone else to do it by voting for them, by giving your tacit approval to their behavior? I ask you again, were you outraged when you saw innocent people shot these last couple of weeks? Would you vote to allow the shooter to go free and even encourage them to continue killing? That's what you did when you voted for President Obama. Can you sleep at night knowing that? Does it help just to ignore it? To tell yourself these other fellow humans, maybe they had it coming? Or that they really aren't human since they live in a faraway country under different laws, in a different culture, with different beliefs? Does that help you reconcile your decision to vote for Obama? I know it helped the Germans to denigrate the Jews, to look at them as subhuman. That made it easier to slaughter them like cattle. Just think of them as some dumb animals without any sort of brain or soul. Is that what it takes to allow you to sleep at night? Or is your rabid and fanatical hatred of those Republicans, is that what drives you? That psychopathic thinking which allows you to excuse the cruel and criminal execution of other people on this earth. These are things I'm sure as an Obama voter you didn't consider. Or maybe you did and are fine with them. I would sincerely hope it is the latter is not the case, because then you'd truly be a psychopath. We're up on the last break here on the Patrick Riggin Show. We're going to take a break and let your blood pressure come down. And we'll be back with the last segment. Ought to be a good one. Join us in a couple of minutes.